What is party synergy? This video is for the future raid group leaders and people who don't know what their class is capable of contributing to the party. Lostark's classes are all unique, and they can help each other with unique synergy skills. You generally have more damage output as a party if you go with different classes. Synergy is effective per party, not raid group, so when you run an 8-man raid, it is important to split up parties accordingly by class. Let's go over all the party synergies exist in Lostark. We have debuffs to the boss: decreased defense, increased damage intake, decreased crit resistance, increased back and head damage intake, increased crit damage. And we also have buffs: increased attack power, increased damage, increased attack speed, increased stagger, increased mana regen, increased defense. There's cleanse and shields and heal. Please note that increased attack power and increased damage are separately calculated. Here are some of the few rules before going over synergies in detail. First, synergy from the same classes do not stack. If you have 3 gunslingers in your party, you only get 1 synergy. This is very bad. Second, the same type of synergy is additive, a different type of synergy is multiplied. So it is more efficient to have different types of synergy. Third, there are 2 types of synergy: consistent and burst. Consistent is based on whether the class is capable of applying the debuff 100% of the time. Burst is a lot shorter, but it applies much higher percentage of buffs and debuffs. Let's go over every single class really quickly. I won't go over all skills and tripods in detail because people take different skills and tripods. There's also a cheat sheet in the end, so feel free to skip it to that part too. Gunlancer has consistent synergy and decreased defense, burst synergy and back and head damage. He also has cleanse and shield. Berserker has burst synergy and increased damage intake, but not many berserkers take this due to other tripod being more efficient solo. Destroyer has burst synergy and decreased defense and increased stagger. Paladin is a support. He has burst synergy and increased damage, consistent synergy and increased damage intake, attack power buff, shields, cleanse, mana regen, and heal. Wardancer has burst synergy and crit rate, also has attack and movement speed buff. Scrapper has consistent synergy and increased damage intake, and burst synergy and increased stagger. Lancemaster has burst and consistent synergy and crit rates, depend on their build. Sophist has consistent synergy and attack power buff and cleanse. Striker has burst synergy and crit rate and attack speed buff. Gunslinger has consistent synergy and crit rate. Deadeye has consistent synergy also in crit rate. Sharpshooter has consistent synergy and increased damage intake and movement speed buff. Artillerist has consistent synergy and decreased defense and burst synergy and increased stagger. Scouter has consistent synergy and attack power buff. Sork has consistent synergy and increased damage intake. Arcana has consistent synergy and crit rate. Summoner has burst synergy and decreased defense. She also has mana regen and cleanse. Bard is a support. She has burst synergy and increased damage, consistent synergy and increased damage intake, attack power buff, shields, mana regen, and heal. Deathblades has consistent synergy and back and head attack damage increase, and burst synergy and attack and movement speed buff. Shadowhunter has burst and consistent synergy and increased damage intake based on her build. Reaper has consistent synergy and increased crit damage. Painter is a support. She has burst synergy and increased damage, consistent synergy and increased damage intake, attack power buff, shields, cleanse, mana regen, and heal. Now let's go over some great examples and thought process on the combinations. Gunlancer, Striker, Deadeye, and support. This party has consistent synergy and decreased defense and crit rate, and burst synergy of additional crit rate and back and head attack. This is a party Deadeye and Striker is to be excited about because they rely on high crit rates and back and head attacks. Sork, Gunslinger, Sharpshooter, and support. Consistent synergy and increase in damage intake, crit rate, and movement speed. This team focused on range attacks with movement speed synergy to help. Sork should be excited with additional crit rate as well. Deathblade, Deadeye, Artillerist, and support. Consistent synergy is decreased damage and crit rate. Burst synergy is increased stagger, attack, and movement speed buff. In this team, Deathblade and Deadeye helping each other with their synergies, while team's lack of stagger can be helped with an Artillerist. Scrapper, Wardancer, Gunslinger, and support. Consistent synergy and increased damage intake and crit rate. Burst synergy and attack movement speed buff and increased stagger. This team helps out on the crit rate additional damage. Some scrappers don't take increased stagger synergy, but her overall stagger is very good anyways. So here's the cheat sheet with all the synergies. Have fun making your composition with your friends, unless all your friends play Sork. As always, thanks again. Bye.